Hello and welcome to the channel, everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at something that I have been looking forward to for a really long time. And for those that actually know who this guy is, Phecda Thor, you will know why this is so special. Now, for those that actually don't know, this guy is the tallest character in pretty much the entire Saint Seiya mythology. So you'll see as I unpack him, and later on you'll see how tall he actually is. So I'm really excited to see how this guy turns out. So now, starting with this box, what I want to mention is this box is about the size of the other boxes. Nothing too crazy about that. But the one thing I do want to mention is I don't think I've felt a box this heavy before. This thing is just so dense. This thing is incredibly heavy for its size. Of course, there were bigger boxes than this. Obviously, Hades has a massive box. Poseidon, all those guys' boxes are massive. However, it's definitely not as dense, but this thing is just extremely heavy. So yeah, just wanted to share that first of all. We do have Thor here in his armor. Definitely this image here does not show him justice. This guy is absolutely massive here. We do see we got a serpent symbol on the side, and of course, being Norse mythology, Thor here, his armor is based off of Jormungandr, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is the world serpent. So that's pretty much that. We do have Phecda Thor. We have on the bottom here Mythcloth EX. We do see heavy here. The logo here, I believe this is a new sticker. I've never seen this one before, so for those that haven't seen that, there we go, Tamashii Nation quality. On the top here, we do see Phecda Thor, and of course this is the third star, Gamma meaning the third in Greek, I believe. And that is the third star that is lit. We do see Odin's statue. On the side here, we do see the object mode for the Phecda objects. On the other side, we do see Thor with his giant battle axes. And on the back, we do see Thor absolutely towering over Seiya. And we'll take a look at and see, compare how this actually is. And here it actually says that this guy is around 250 millimeters. Now, for those that don't know, that is 25 centimeters tall, which is approximately definitely taller than this box. And most figures don't go up to the height of the box. So definitely that is something that's really cool. We do see that he comes with 2 blade effects, and I believe he also comes with a stance, which is really, really nice. And of course, we got a few facial expressions here. So that is that. Now, on the bottom here, of course, we do see Thor, and I guess he has a shield as well. Completely forgot about that. And yeah, let's crack this guy open and see what he has to offer. Alright, here we have Thor in his gigantic monstrosity, as well as the Phecda god robe. So starting off with Thor here, so you can see his head's already out of the frame, so that's how big he is. But let's bend his knees so then we can take a look at his face sculpt, because it's actually pretty nice here. You see a very nice face sculpt. He's got quite a bit of facial hair. He's got a little dark headband and kind of just long hair going down across onto his chest, all the way on the back. Very nicely detailed. The rest of his body is all just in this white kind of spandex jumpsuit kind of a thing. And he does have kind of these dark purple feet on the bottom, which are quite massive, and they're very heavy because this guy he is massive. So, but yeah, in terms of articulation, head is on a ball hinge. Base of the neck, sorry, is on a ball joint. We do have butterfly ball joints at the shoulder, which can also go all the way around. We do have a hinge that go up to there. Sorry, I don't know if you guys actually saw this, but here's that ball joint all the way around. We do have a biceps rotation, double bend at the elbow, as well as a ball hinge or a swivel hinge rather, at the no, actually, no, it is ball hinge. Yeah, ball hinge at the wrist there. So there is that. The torso can extend to accommodate for the ab armor, as well as forward and backwards motion. We do have kind of die-cast frame on the inside that collapses down, a swivel at the waist. We have a leg that kicks forward to 90, back to pretty much 90 as well. We do have a thigh rotation, a double bend at the knee, and funny enough, this is actually how he came packaged. And we have a swivel at the ankle, a tilt forward this much, backwards that much, side to side, get to maybe about 45, and a toe pivot that gets you up to there. So pretty standard articulation for Mythcloth EX figures here. Now, I just want to give you a scale as to how big this guy actually is. So I said he came packaged with his knees bent. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm just going to bring in the box. So we see that the box goes up to his shoulders, and his head is actually further up past that box. So basically how he came packaged was that, first of all, the feet were detached. They're a separate piece. They weren't on him. And his knees, like I said, were just bent up like this. And that is pretty much how he came in the box. So this guy is absolutely just massive. So that is that. Let's stand him up here. And when we actually armor him up towards the end, I'll do proper comparisons here, just so you have an idea of how gigantic this guy really is. So I'm going to put him off to the back here. Let's take a look at the Gamma Phecda God Robe. Also, I believe, represents Jormungandr, the World Serpents. So you can see it looks kind of like a cobra. We do have this hood here. Nice red eyes with kind of teal, metallic teal spikes all the way around. We do have a tail coming up onto there. And just all the way around on the back. And of course, I mean, this is a serpent, kind of a serpent character, but we still have to accommodate for the human kind of armor. So it's very weird. Basically, you got like the leg and the hand armor going up this way, but it does wrap around the back here to kind of, I guess, represent the snake coiling around here. And of course, you can even see that the centerpiece is just the chest armor and the shoulder armor. So I'm guessing it coils back down towards the center here. And if you actually lift this up, you'll see that the axes and stuff are stored on the bottom. So that's actually really, really cool. And we do see the Odin Sapphire right there. And yeah, so this thing is absolutely extremely heavy. Of course, to accommodate someone of that size, this thing needs to be quite big. So yeah, that is that. So without further ado, you guys know the rest. I will be right back. And here we are back with Thor, all armored up in the Gamma Phecda God Robe. And yeah, this guy is, he is absolutely just astonishing, and he's absolutely gigantic. And as you probably saw with the assembly video, that I'm surprised that the body isn't actually made of EX metal, just based on how big this guy actually is and how much this guy actually weighs. However, if you do look at how the armor distribution is, he doesn't have any wings, and he actually isn't that heavily armored considering his size. So based on how much armor you're actually getting compared to his frame, it's actually not that bad. So I can see why they didn't really use an EX metal body, but personally I think it probably would have been a good idea just based on how big he is and how much armor is on him. So, but with that out of the side, we can see he actually comes with quite a bit of accessories as well, which I'm very surprised he's actually not P-Bandai. But enough of me rambling, let's take a quick look at this guy. Now, I'm actually zoomed out more than what I'm used to, just because this guy is just absolutely gigantic here. So you can see we can't even see the top of his head. Now, if I'm trying to see what's the best way to do this, you can see kind of the top of his head. We do see you got the snake head, nice teal spikes here. We do have the nice big red eyes. Do have kind of like almost like a helmet that wraps all the way under his chin. We do have the long hair coming up from the side. as well as you can even see the headband up there and all that facial hair, nice green eyes. You see nice big chest here with kind of a deep indigo purple as well as a teal kind of highlight there. It's a little bit loose there, but not too bad. Nice big shoulder pads here. Again, these are all metal. We got spikes coming down from the side. Coming into his forearms here, I was surprised, but I'm also glad to see that there is some asymmetry here. We can do see that this right forearm guard is a little different than this left one here. So that is that. Just a quick look on the back here. Nothing too exciting. His armor actually isn't the most exciting, I would say, but it is pretty cool just based on how big this guy is. We do see a little bit of blue on the side here and not a lot on his feet. So yeah, that is that. Now let's take a look at some of his accessories here. So let's go to start off with the faces. Here we have a screaming angry face. Here we have a looking down, condescending, smirking face, which again, pretty much everyone would be looking up at him, so he would be looking down at them. And here we have a teeth gritting, determined face. Next, we're gonna go into the hands there. First, we have a pair of gripping hands. Here we have a pair of clawing hands. And finally, we have a pair of kind of outreach, relaxed hands, which I'm guessing are for when he throws his axes, which are over there. Now, going into some of the other accessories that this guy has, so he does come with a shield, which, if you guys saw in that object mode, is basically just the hood of that Cobra, but to kind of assemble into the object mode, we would use this bottom peg hole right here, but he also comes with this handle, which is separate, which goes into this top peg hole. And of course, you can use this as a shield. You would just take one of the hands with a hole in it like this, and you would just peg that in. Let's see if we can get that without having to cut the frame here, just like that. There we go. So he can hold the shield just like that, although I don't actually remember him using this shield, but again, it could just be me. So it's him holding the shield. And of course, this guy comes with two gigantic axes here, his Mjolnir hammers. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, these are made of metal. So that is really, really cool. I think this is the first time in Mythcloth EX history that the weapons are actually made of metal, because normally, for someone that is half of his size, metal weapons would be too heavy for the character to hold, so that's why they were always plastic, but who doesn't love metal weapons? But of course, these guys are pretty sharp, so when you're putting them together, be careful you don't stab yourself. These are in two pieces as well. The actual blade and the handle, there's two separate pieces here. Comes into, there's a peg and a hole, you can plug it together. And this actually works really well because it's made to peg into his skirt armor. And we can see that he actually comes with two replacement skirt armors, and basically all you would do is you would pop the side ones off of there and you would clip these on. And what this one does, these have a hole kind of going through them, and how you would do this is you would take the hilt of the hammer, you would slide it through this hole, make sure it goes through just like so, and you would take the axe and you would peg that in, and you would just kind of have the axes sitting on his hilt right there. So I'm not going to do this on camera, but I will do that later on towards the photos at the end. So that is very, very cool. And of course, to hold this, I'm just going to use the other axe as an example. We would again just pop this off. We would take another hand. Let's just grab the other hand that's left with a hole in it. We would take the hilt, again, feed it through the hand, just like that. And we would take the tip, plug that on, and here we would have Thor wielding his gigantic metal hammers. Yay! So very excited about this. Very, very nice. And of course, if that is not enough for you, he also comes with two kind of throwing axe effect parts. So again, these of course are not made of metal. There's plastic and they peg into the stand here. These are all separate pieces. We got the stand, we get the the base, the stand, and the axe effect piece. And these are actually all included. Both of these are included in the box as well, which is really, really amazing. And basically this just kind of displays him, or kind of rather portrays him. There we go, portrays him throwing those axes, and that's what I think these hands are for. How he's throwing his hand out, and the axes come out of his hands, and they're just flying towards whatever unlucky enemy he is going to be chopping down. So that is very, very cool. I'm very, very excited for these as well. That's why I'm saying I'm surprised this guy is not P Bandai based on how much stuff he actually comes with. So yeah, that is that. All right, let's get into some comparisons here. So I'm just gonna move this guy a little bit closer so we get an idea, again, of how big he is. Now, before this guy was released, the tallest figure, of course, from his foot all the way up to his head, was Taurus Aldebaran. So let me bring him in right now. And yeah, you can see the size difference between these guys. He is taller than a normal figure, and I'll just bring in, let's bring in Alberic here. Alberic, I'm gonna say, is about the size of Seiya and those Bronze Saints. And I'm also gonna bring in, let's say here, Mirak Hagen. And Hagen, you can see, is a little bit taller. He would be around the size of a regular Gold Saint. And if you compare Hagen next to Aldebaran, we can see that there's quite a bit of height discrepancy between these guys as well. And that's why I said before this guy was released, he was the tallest Mythcloth EX figure. Of course, some of the gods have giant wings, and that actually made them taller than how he actually is. But of course, that's not really from the foot to the top of the head. Now, as you can see here, with him here now, that he only goes up to his waist. And yeah, or rather abs, chest, whatever. So you can see just how big this guy actually is. So I'm going to get Taurus out of the way here because he doesn't really belong in the team. And we're just going to finish with the rest of the God Warriors here, just so that we get a complete family portrait of whatever we have so far. There is still 2 more that we eventually need. But when that time comes, we will get that. And I'm going to see where I can put Siegfried here. Now, as you can see, Siegfried is on a pedestal. And of course, that's not because he is the alpha. That's because he just has no joints at all. All right, final thoughts on this figure. Well, I have nothing bad to say about this guy. Like I said, I'm surprised he's not P Bandai based on how much stuff he actually comes with, and just based on how unique this guy is. He feels very solid. The proportions look amazing. The armor looks amazing. Again, like I said, this is one of a kind so far, and this will be one of a kind. There is no figure this size in the story besides him. Maybe you get Cassio's and stuff like that, but Cassio doesn't really come with armor, so I'm not sure if that's gonna be a Mythcloth EX release. Definitely, if you don't have this guy, pick him up. He is a little bit more expensive than the regular guys, obviously, because of his size and the armor and how much stuff he actually comes with. But I definitely think you are getting your money's worth. So if you are a fan of Saint Seiya, if you are a fan of the Asgard saga, and if you are a fan of the God Warriors, definitely pick this guy up. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and leave a comment as well. And please don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, guys, take care. Bye. Yeah.